Look, hey, it's the Dougie. Oh.
Well, so
Woo!
often it's the
I
Dougie.
love the Dougie.
He loves the Dougie. He loves the Dougie.
Oh.
Yo, yo, yo,
Mm.
family. I'm Sonia Russell, co-founder and CEO of Special Sauce.
I'm King David Lee Walker Jr., co-founder and chief strategy officer of Special Sauce.
And we are here because we had a moment this week. We felt like this was such a good, opportunity to share some of the stuff we're working out as we're doing this whole process of startup life, right? Like
Well,
startup life and
just life for
just
real.
life for
Life for real.
for
Like
sure,
this is
for sure.
we said this season we were going there.
Yes, absolutely.
And the universe said, "Oh, for real?
Right.
Bet."
All
And
right,
so the
let's see.
opportunities
Let's
have been
see.
presented for us to really go there.
Right.
I know for my own personal development and growth, and to also share with the people because I know if I'm experiencing it, because there's only one, somebody somewhere experiencing something similar.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
and because we're doing this thing together, I got to see that there's at least one more other person because it's you,
That's
and
right.
we're there at the same time.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
Y'all, so go ahead, Sonya.
So
It's so much goodness, y'all.
it's so much goodness. So we are deep in. I will say, well, we just sort of jumped into the process of fundraising.
Yep.
For Blackfulness. Y'all know that's our app. And being black is stressful, but inner peace is real, and RF has your back.
Has your everything.
Yes. So we're deep into the process of getting the fundraising machine cranking. And so we spent some time early in the week making sure that we reached out to our most personal folks and make sure we had a pipeline. Like, we're not out here trying to fail. We're trying to succeed. So
we have a whole strategy behind what
Right.
we're doing. And let's put, I like numbers.
Right.
We sat down for 3 hours,
At least.
at least 3 hours, and personally text messaged 300 something people.
Yeah. It was a lot.
That was a lot of
It was a
people.
lot.
But we were committed.
But we were committed. We were committed. And it was important because these were people who had indicated to us that they wanted to help. And so now is the time to help. So we're working out this crowdfunding opportunity to invest. You'll hear about it soon. It is coming for sure.
Yep.
And so we were really deep into that. And while we were in that, just deep in the midst of that,
Focused.
we got what could have been construed as bad news, right? What could have been taken as sort of a knockdown, that could have been taken as so many things.
Yeah. But we chose different. We took that moment. I think we talked about on one of our other podcasts. There's that moment where I get to choose.
Yes, between stimulus and response, there's an opportunity to choose.
And
I'm sorry, we out here, and I'm just gonna take. I think a hummingbird just pooped on my computer.
oh, that's
so disgusting, and oh my god.
We're leaning into the noise of life here.
We are out here in the noise of life, y'all, and
we're gonna keep moving and going.
Keep moving, but gross. I love hummingbirds, but freaking gross. Okay, this tree is always full of them. Okay, so sorry, moving. So we were in this situation on Monday, but deep, but focused, and this news felt like it could have been bad news, but we made a really clear decision not to settle on it that way.
Yep.
Right? Like a really focused, intentional opportunity to communicate around it.
Yep. And even before there was even an opportunity for a conversation, we got clear.
We got clear
that one, we are standing in and we are leaning in the grace and ease that we have committed to.
That's right.
That we will not entertain struggle of any kind. If it feels like struggle, we will abandon ship, cease, and desist. Boop, out. Just be out. Just be out. Yep. And that we were living in the land of prosperity and abundance. Right. And that's the mindset that we come from. Yes. And the heart of giving and serving.
Yes. 100%. And so really having to address sort of a perception that maybe wasn't what was happening was a real opportunity for us.
Correct.
Real opportunity for us. But I felt like we excelled.
We leaned
in.
I
think we leaning into it being uncomfortable, leaning into pistosity a little bit around it.
Yeah, that was real. That was definitely a real thing.
Leaning into all of those things and really having the opportunity to come on the other side and say we stood in principle, right? We stood in what we knew to be true, and we stood in our integrity, right? And all of those things I think were important, and all of those things are it's what makes our success inevitable.
And it is what it's the personification of the guiding principles of our app.
Absolutely.
We are given opportunities to live what we are offering to the world, and I love that. 7 principles of mindfulness. One that comes to mind is non-striving, so that we can experience what may be unfolding. Acceptance, so that we can see things as they are right now. We are clear about in that moment. This is what we know to be true, and we're coming from this place.
I love it so much. So that was Monday, and then on Tuesday, y'all must know, because if you're Black and in tech, y'all know that this week has been Afro Tech.
Exactly.
Right. And we signed up to attend the happy hour that was happening in San Francisco. They were doing most of the events online, but they were doing the evening happy hours in different cities. So we hit the one in San Francisco.
Yep.
And we didn't really want to go. We
were down for it when we signed up.
When we signed up, we were all about it.
When it was time to go, it was dark.
It was dark. Like, daylight savings is the pits.
Oh, man.
That's what I just want to say about that.
It was dark. It was a little cold outside.
Right. It had rained.
It was a little dreary.
It was all the things.
Mama P was making some steak
and potatoes.
Like, the house was smelling good. We both had a full active day.
Yes, but we had to take BART because that's how it was going to work out. So there's it's still COVID outside.
Like that part.
So being on the BART train, there were so many things.
That could have been like.
We could have been like, we're not going to that.
We thought about just letting that be a donation.
We did. We're like, yay, donation.
Hey, support Black. But we decided. We were committed.
We decided.
And Mama P in that moment said, she took it unprompted. And Mama P she don't really typically say anything.
Like that.
She stopped and she said, you know what, I wanted to celebrate that. I know y'all don't want to go, but y'all are going for it anyway. And spoke some blessings over our life before we walked out the door.
That was good. Yeah, it helps. For sure. It helps. And so we got it together.
We did. Still not wanting to go.
Still not wanting to go.
In the car talking about how much we didn't want to go.
Bless our hearts. Self-awareness is one of the big things of mindfulness, y'all. Yeah. Like, just acknowledging where you are. Like, calling a thing a thing. The thing is that we don't want to go. And pretending like we did want to go wasn't going to help us.
Nope.
Right? But being able to be in the acknowledgement of the fact that we didn't want to go was real. And I'm okay with that. I'm fully okay with that.
But what's dope is that when we sat pretty much on the BART ride, just quiet. I know in those moments I was just putting my life together, just really just focusing, getting centered, like really drawing myself in and closer. And as we were walking to the place, we talked about what our intentions were.
Yes.
And do you remember what your intention was?
Kinda.
Okay.
Oh, yes. My intention was to make sure that we met at least one person that could support us in our inevitable success. Exactly. That's what I was clear about. Yes. Yep. Yes.
My intention was for me to live and be the values that we are promoting in our experience, the Special Sauce and the Blackness app.
That's right.
All these guiding principles of balance and truth and order and harmony and knowing who we are, because it can be interesting going into a space as where no one knows who you are, what you have going on in tech.
Yes.
And then
even if it's all black space, come on, let's be clear. Even if it's all black space,
So I wanted to ground myself in the principles and just really sound and know who I am and allow that to express in that environment. Mm-hmm. And so we get it. So we're clear and we agree that those intentions are already unfolding.
Yes.
We get there.
And I was really excited because we walked up and it's beautiful. Black people. Yep. I'm like, yes, it's our people. And we get to the little spot we're going to. And it's vaccinated and you got to have your vaccination, you got to have your ticket, all the things. And so I'm feeling it. We're into it. Like I'm there now, right? Like I do have to point out that I don't love small talk. So I'm working on it. So David helps me with that.
I usually do. I wasn't in that mood yesterday.
Right. He was not in the mood. But I rely on that because that's just not my get down. And so, but we were there. We were in it. I checked my little shawl because, we were getting in there. We went down the stairs.
And we both stopped at the same time. Looked at each other and said,
looked at each other and was like, no, we're not going to be here long.
It was
we're
a party.
It was straight. And it's a happy hour, legit. Yeah. But it was packed, and it was the music was so loud, and I was like, I'm not gonna be talking over music all night. Like I'm just not like.
And I was aligned with that energy.
I was not feeling it, and we were just like, okay, but we gonna focus. Anyway. You know, we had drink tickets,
and that makes a difference.
Right. So let's go up to the bar and let's just focus. Like we here, let's make a thing happen. And we get up to this busy bar, like we were gonna be standing there for a minute. David and I are just looking at each other. At this point, I don't ever want to stand in the line.
No, I do not like lines.
I was an event planner, so lines are a thing of life. So I just don't. It don't bother me. But we were standing there. Soul. And this woman walks by, and she says, "There is a bar in the back where it is more quiet, and there is no line." And we were like, "Boop."
She shepherded us right on through the club, and we walked up to the bar and literally walked
right. We were 3 deep at that bar when we first walked in. 3 deep, at least 3 deep at that bar, and we walked right up to this other bar. Mm-hmm. Just walked right up to
3 lines deep, not 3 people. Okay.
Oh, right, 3 lines. Oh, yeah. Like I said, it was packed. Yeah, it was packed with beautiful black people.
And so we were in gratitude, just thanking her for leading us to that place, because we already didn't want to be there, and it was crowded and it was loud in there, just all the things. Mm-hmm. Already in a cantankerous mode.
Already ornery. Just ornery already.
So she looked at us and she said, you're thanking me, but I may have taken you from meeting who you're supposed to be tonight. And I said to her, actually, no, you're the one. I'm David. May I have your name, please? And we introduced ourselves.
Yes.
And from there was this whole exchange of this beautiful blackness and beautiful badassery and beautiful, like, just celebratory of her victories and her business. And so we did the celebrating it and the clowning. We clowned. You know what I'm saying? We clowned. We were clowning in our little space. And then, but it got the clown was still real, like, acting up and really enjoying each other. But she dropped some nuggets, not even realizing that she was dropping nuggets. The first one being, before we exchanged information, while we were about to exchange information, I asked her for a business card, and she gave me a digital version, a QR code. And Sonia and I had just been talking about ordering business cards and stickers.
I want some new and I'm gonna get some damn stickers. Lord, like, how be a CEO of a company can't even get some damn stickers?
You gonna get them? They coming.
So anyway, sorry, that's a little side note. But yes, and I was immediately,
and I knew it.
Immediately, I was like, oh my god, I think I just got healed of needing to have a bunch of business cards. Like, I just need to be able to not have to be saying all our stuff. That's the whole point of a business card. But the digital business card was bet money. I was like, oh my god, I love this lady. Like, she just, as far as I was concerned, we were successful.
As I was experiencing it, I was like, I know Sonia's on. I know she's on it. We're about to have it. So that happened.
Yep.
Which again saved us time and money.
Right.
We didn't want to go to something.
Right.
We were committed.
Right.
We showed up. We set our intentions.
Yes.
And when we got there, we meet someone who takes us to the perfect place to get our drinks, where there's grace and there's ease, which we've
always claimed.
In that, we also got something that helps us operationally, saves us money, and allows us to show up.
More prepared, more organized, all the things. Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna drop that, and then there's more. Okay, so then we sit down and we talk, and this person tells us how they do DEI work.
Yes. And how she's the CEO of a new startup. Mm-hmm. And, well, I'm sorry, she's not the CEO. She just hired it. She had been the founder and CEO. Yeah. Yes. And then got to a point where she was able to hire a CEO to run the thing for her. And I was having like that boss lady crush in that exact moment. Yeah. I was like, oh, she hired somebody. So she can now be the lead visionary about what the thing was doing. Because
she said, I know my lane.
Yes.
And I know my
Yes. And I was like, yes, please. Please drop some knowledge on me.
So a new possibility that we're not even considering or thinking about. But but the fact that it's on our radar now gives us a chance to put some intention around it. So that is a whole nother piece of juicy goodness that we got.
Yes.
Another tangential piece is that I do, in my full-time job, I do DE&I strategy. I was with the CEO at my company in tech, where we are data driven, and where we focus on data and information to make our choices and decisions. this lady does DE&I work using data and data scientists, and then so I'm thinking to myself, there's another parallel there can be a circulation happening for potential. Let's just discover what the opportunity for partnership might look like.
Right.
And on many tiers, many levels, right?
Yes.
And there's an opportunity for us to offer our mindfulness curriculum in this space that is data driven and data based that adds on to the validity of the work that we're doing.
Right, exactly.
Because there's a tangential DEI component to having a company that's called Blackfulness.
Exactly.
Black mindfulness.
Exactly. And it supports those organizations who are leaning into doing that DEI work. So the experience a lot of time is that DEI can be a lot of talk, right? It can be a lot of sort of, we have these big ideas, but nothing's being put into practice.
Yep.
Nothing is being. So what we're offering with Blackfulness at Work, which is the next thing we're working on, or one of the things we're working on concurrently, we talk about how the importance of having a solution. So we're offering Blackfulness, the app, as a solution, as part of what they're bringing to the DEI conversation, as opposed to just a talk. We're talking about what are you actually doing? We need some receipts.
Here's a tool.
Like, y'all looking for some receipts, and we have what we can do to offer supporting that. Absolutely.
So then there's that magic, right? There's just so many things that unfold in this conversation that we get. Basically, this lady is shepherding in grace and ease for us.
Grace and ease. She even said something about non-striving, didn't she?
She did.
Oh my God.
And we had just talked about non-striving, so she was speaking our principles.
Yes.
And that, for me, we both celebrated on the way out. Like, and all of this happened in a matter of 30 minutes, y'all.
Y'all, like come on, y'all.
30 minutes.
Yeah, we was home by 7
We were in and out. We didn't want to be there, but we said we were going to go anyway. We were committed to really being in that space.
Yes.
We set our intentions.
Yes.
We trusted him, and we prayed before we got in there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And the doors of grace and ease just opened up, and we were able to be in there, offer what we were supposed to offer, get what we were supposed to get, and get up out of there.
Have a delicious beverage and share.
And
a drink coupon on the way out with somebody else.
Each of us gave one of our tickets away.
Yes.
Now, come on.
It felt like all. So I think I want to make sure that I point back to all of this, because this is so good, and there's so many pieces, and there's so many things that can happen in this. But what I want to make sure that we point back to is the intention setting, right? Like, that is all. It matters. It matters to stop and say, what do I want to get out of this, right? How am I leaning into this? How am I going to show up in this? That's important. The other thing is to celebrate the small, y'all. Like, if we're not celebrating the small, there's no way we're going to be able to celebrate the big, because we don't have the muscle, right? I'm always talking about that one sit-up.
Build it.
If I could have a six-pack for doing one damn sit-up, then I'd have been there. Right?
Everybody would have been there.
Everybody would have been there. but the work is in the practice, right? And so in order to stop and recognize even the small wins, even the thing that seems insignificant, a moment of intentional celebration of that small thing locks it into our memories, right? It locks it into us so that we know that we are capable of accomplishing these things by setting intentions. This is why we wanted to make sure we brought that to y'all. Like, we wanted to make sure that we shared that, because that is real. Like, that is it in action. It's what we're talking about in practice.
Because people think that being mindful means that you always want to do something. That is not what that means at all. It means that there's a lot of things that I do not want to do. At one point I talked about open hand smacking somebody in the face for blowing a horn at me. I would love to do that, but I just can't be out here doing that.
Can't be out there doing that.
So this is the humanness of it. There's a human side to mindfulness that I think needs to be acknowledged.
Right.
But then there's the discipline around choosing something different.
Right.
And these principles that we're focusing on, our offering and our app and all the content that we're putting out here is designed to lead us to that place with much more grace and ease.
Sure enough.
Right? Because the trigger is real.
The trigger is real.
And they are to be acknowledged. And I get to choose something different.
Yes.
And we were triggered by not wanting to be bothered. We did not want to be bothered. But we shifted our energy.
Yes.
Leaned in, like we leaned into the noise of life. That was some noise that we didn't. That was some noise. But we leaned in.
We leaned into it.
And we said, and on top of that, during all of this, we also learned that we had been had heard from. Heard from a Black accelerator.
Yes. So we're super excited about you'll hear all about it.
So y'all hold us.
Hold us.
But we are setting the intention and knowing that it's ours.
Yes.
To be, do, and have.
Yes.
So this week has seemed like a condensed week of just opportunity to lean into principle.
Yes.
Opportunity to stand in our knowing.
Yes.
To be it. I've been real big on this decide, believe, see it, celebrate, and give thanks for it in advance.
That's right.
And experience whatever things, and we've been able to do that this week, and that's we wanted to share that gift of realness, authenticity,
100%.
and possibility,
with
our family out here, y'all.
Yes, y'all. We love ourselves. We love y'all.
And we love being black.
Yes.
This is season 2, Mindful Badassery. Mindfulness for the culture. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Hey!